A Vienna man has been arrested on drug charges after authorities executed a search warrant at a residence on Wednesday. According to Sergeant Blevins with the Parkersburg Narcotics Task Force, a search warrant was executed in the 10,000 block of 38th Street in Vienna, stemming from a meth distribution investigation surrounding resident Jeremy Nolan. During the search, agents found over 80 grams of methamphetamine, a large amount of Xanax, marijuana, a handgun, and a large amount of money. Nolan was arrested and charged with possession of meth with intent to deliver, possession of marijuana with intent to deliver, and possession of Xanax with intent to deliver. Nolan received a $150,000 surety bond, which he failed to post. He remains in jail.